PTSD and anxiety, and we'll discuss how I cope with the mental illness through comedy and discussion. It's a podcast that will talk about everything from cryptocurrency to comedy. If we're worrying about the dollar going up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's still a dollar, guess what? The value of that means absolutely nothing. Cryptocurrency in itself is the future of money. From spirituality to cannabis. To have cannabis on the Schedule 1 list is bullshit. I'm sorry, it is. It makes absolutely no sense. If it's a seed that can be planted and it has healing properties in it, why the hell is it in Schedule 1? Last time I checked, cocaine don't have healing property in it. From interracial relationships, I don't have a problem with people talking about interracial relationships. People try to talk bad about my interracial relationship just to think that they can get under my skin. I mean, really, it don't bother me. I mean, let's not make, call a spade a spade. But if you have a problem with someone that's in love, it shouldn't matter the race of the person. It's mental illness in our community. The problem is people want to put labels on it. Everybody wants to put color on everything. And as soon as you put color on it, it gets treated differently. The money gets treated funny. Because if it's dealing with Asians, guess what? It's going to take a longer process unless those leaders step up and get into the president's face or U.S. leaders' face and say, this is a problem in our community. Not leaving one topic unturned. If you want to hear real authentic conversation, interviews, and comedy, please take time to listen to That's What I Said, because I said what I said.
Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. Listen to That's What I Said, available on your favorite podcast platform.
Welcome to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders. Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filters. This broadcast starts now.
What up?
Good, everybody.
What is good? Hope everybody is enjoying their free day off. No. It's Veterans Day. It's I don't know. Today's been weird. I think I had intended on not doing the podcast, but I did it anyway. But what's good? What's been going on?
A lot's been going on.
Yeah.
Shoot. We're already closing in on the end of the year.
Yeah, it's already November. This is retarded.
And it feels like, how did we already get here?
Well, one day at a time.
I know, but it's just like it's already here. We're already at the holiday season, and it's like, dang.
Right.
It just feels like, a few months ago, it was the beginning of the year.
Right.
Now we're already in the 11th month on the 11th day.
Right.
like, what the hell happened?
Good old 11/11.
I
saw
my
brother
brother
Sensei
talking about that today.
Peace out to our brother Sensei. and pretty much everybody. I mean, it's been a minute for us. Doing the podcast. And I mean, I know I do podcasts, and we take a break, and I'll coin the title of the podcast and say it was a mental health break or whatever the case may be. But the reality is that, you know, sometimes it really is a mental health break. And it's not necessarily the pressure and the pain of trying to come up with content and go do a podcast. Really what it is just the ability to be consistent without distractions. That's the hard part, especially when you have life going on, have so many other things, you know, that could be not necessarily distraction, but priority. And mentally you just can't do it. You know, you might have taken the time to set everything up, but then here comes the day, and you're like, I can't do it today. I can't do it. And it's not so much not wanting to. It's just
sometimes you're just mentally exhausted.
And I have been for the last 3 months. It's been challenging. At the same time, it's been one of those conversations that, you know, not even a lot of people want to hear. And I say that because sometimes people, I think, take advantage. Well, I wouldn't say take advantage. I think some people assume that when you say you're a veteran and you suffer from PTSD and anxiety, it's or something happened, you know, violently or whatever the case may be. They assume certain things, and they assume it based off of what they're shown on TV. And a lot of times when you're shown things on TV, that's not 100% true. A lot of people get PTSD and anxiety when they serve in the military, and it's not from wartime situation. It could be.
It could be a vast majority of things.
Yeah, it could be a vast majority. I mean, it's a very. It's not even broad. It's magnified by like 10. I mean, you have so many things, and not to mention you might have people that had a traumatic experience before they joined the military, and then while they're in the military, realize that, you know, something's going on. You know, they can't sleep, they're agitated, or, you know. And I think the hard thing about PTSD is some people don't even know what their triggers are.
Yes.
And for me, I'm finding out that the things that I thought triggered me are the smaller things that triggered me. There are bigger things that trigger me, and I didn't realize that. And then coming into that realization for the last, you know, couple of months has been it's been challenging. I'm not going to lie to you. It's been challenging, and it's one of those things that, you know, it's a constant fight every day. And I don't talk about it because it's something that it's hard to talk about. And the reason why it is because, like I said before, a lot of people just assume what they assume, you know, and I hate to say it this way, but it's the truth. Some people just think you can just pray shit away.
Yeah.
You know, you can't pray a lot of things. I'm just going to put it like this. I'm the way I am because of the experiences that I experienced before, during, and after the military. Okay? And I think my biggest problem that I have with some of the people that, you know, I talk to and try to explain, you know, situations that I deal with my PTSD and anxiety, it gets to a point where I end up being an asshole. Just being real. I become an asshole because I don't expect people to know, and I don't expect people to just pour favor into me just because, you know, they love me or whatever. No, I want you to really realize that there are challenges that people that suffer from PTSD deal with, and anxiety they deal with, depression they deal with, and people don't understand. And a lot of people say, oh, all you gotta do is give me a call, you do this. I ain't gonna be a burden in nobody's, you know, life. I'm just not. I'm not going to sit there and just try to shuttle a conversation to somebody and be like, yeah, this is the type of shit I'm dealing with. And then it's like, what now? You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's a little bit harder because I'm the kind of person where I'm not going to push anything onto anybody or tell anybody anything and say, hey, this is what's bothering me. This is the reason why I don't want to do this or I don't do this. It gets to the point where you feel like you're the problem. You feel like you're the bearer of bad news. You know, you feel like the bad guy. You feel like you don't want to take people away from their joy. And I just choose to stay my ass at home. That's just what it is. I mean, this is my first time on my computer since the last time I did my podcast. I guess y'all can go back and look and find out when that was. But I get to a point that certain things bother me. I deal with it the way I think I need to deal with it. And I try to not let it overcome me, not let it burden me, or not let it change the trajectory as far as what I'm trying to do daily. And they always say, you try to stay busy to try to keep your mind going so you're not thinking about things. And that's what I've been trying to do for the last like 2 to 3 months. Yeah, 2 days ago I was out there freaking blowing leaves in my yard for 2 hours. And I live on an acre. So those 2 hours is only one part of the yard. Not even the whole yard.
I was going to say that's the biggest part of the yard.
Yeah, and that's the biggest part of the damn yard. And then, of course, what did it do last night? Rain.
And it was windy.
Yeah, and it was windy. So, of course, what happens? Wake up today, more damn leaves in the yard. So, and I know how people are. Most people will say, well, shit, I'll just leave it and let all the leaves fall down. Then you ain't going to have no damn grass.
Right. And if you take pride in your things that you own,
you try to anyway.
You're not going to try to let those leaves stay there because your grass is going to be toe up, and then you're going to be pissed off in the spring when you ain't got shit growing.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be dirt. You're going to have a baseball field. You're going to have the inner. You're going to have the inner diamond. From home plate, first baseline, second baseline, third baseline, all the way back home. You're going to have dirt. That's exactly what you're going to have in your yard. You're not going to have, the going into the outfield where the shortstop and the second baseman kind of stay at, before, when the bases, when ain't nobody on base so they can play defense. You ain't going to have that grass. It's going to be dirt. And you're going to be out there just like the umpire trying to clean off the damn plate with a little brush. You're going to be out there with your blower blowing dirt out your damn driveway. Trust me. Okay? So it's gotten to the point, I think, for me, I can assess what's going on. I know what I've been going through and what I've been dealing with, and then I try to mitigate the things that I'm dealing with and the things that's going on with me by, trying to stay busy and trying to keep my mind off of it. And some people say, oh, well, you can't push off that because you're going to eventually deal with it. And yeah, you're right. I'm going to deal with it. And the way I deal with it is to not think about it. Your mind, when you have PTSD and anxiety, or just PTSD by itself, it tends to overthink. What if, coulda, shouldas, things like that. And that always plays in your mind. And what plays in your mind is the actual event or the tragedy or whatever the case may be. That'll play in your mind. And then it's always the what if. So it's like you got that constant back and forth tug of war that's going on in your mind, and you don't want to deal with it, and you don't want to burden people by constantly, calling somebody saying, I had another episode, or I did this, or I got this. It's like, damn, what do I do? And I started journaling in my phone. I started writing notes in my phone and writing down when I come up with funny things. I used to tell Kylie to start putting it in her phone, and I stopped doing that, and I started doing it myself. And what that ended up doing was getting me to further think more into what I thought was funny and how I can make it funnier, or what's funny on top of that. And then I'll just start, like, me and Connie have a random conversation, and then I'll just, like, spit it out to her, and she's like, what the fuck? Where do you come up with this shit? It's funny as hell, but still, where do you come up with it? So, I try to use it to an advantage, in a sense, to where when I feel like I'm about to think about, or I feel like I'm thinking about it, or I feel like I'm starting to overthink, I'll like, no, what I gotta do? Look at some reels, or look at somebody do some dumb shit, or whatever it is I gotta do to take my mind off of it. Is what I do. No, it ain't nothing bad to the point where I'm hurting myself, but it's to the point where I need to stop thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? I need to control my inner thoughts and stop pushing it off and thinking that it's gonna just go away. It's not gonna go away. It's gonna it's gonna stay there. And the one thing that people don't realize is that this is something that you have to deal with all your life. It's just how you deal with it. Some people get to the point where they just, they deal with it in their own way.
Yeah.
And the best way for me to deal with it is non-destructive, meaning, not becoming an alcoholic, not becoming addicted to drugs, not doing, stupid shit that you can create an addiction from, gambling, just all kinds of stuff. You don't want to do stuff that'll excessively take your mind over so that you can't operate the way you're supposed to, especially when you have, responsibilities. When you have a family to take care of, you got a house to take care of, you got things to do. You can't just always just be in your dark room in your thoughts. That's not to me, that's not even livable. You're sustaining life by overthinking something that is already pretty much, if rather has been solved or not, you're just overthinking it. Coulda, woulda, shouldas, and everything. And I try to tell people, just stay positive. Do things for other people. If you're not that type of person, do stuff for you. Do things that make you happy. So let me get off of that tangent, because I'll talk about that shit all day. And not that I think it's shit. It's just that I don't want to get into a deep conversation about PTSD and anxiety, because that's a longer conversation, and I think we can do that at a later time. So what else is going on before we start diving deep into Veterans Day? The damn election. We won't talk about that.
Right. I was just gonna say, we just had the election. Like, we're approaching.
I mean, we can talk about it, but I don't want to get into deep.
The holiday season, like, and that's another thing. Not to say let's talk about this again, but the holidays for some people, it really agitates and aggravates and triggers their PTSD for them. And just, I guess for that thought is just check in with the people that have a hard time during the holidays. Check in on them.
Yeah, some people take the holidays a little hard, and it's not easy for some people. And I think a lot of times you have to, what's the word I'm looking for? You really have to just sit back and kind of pay attention to the people you care about, the people that are around you, the people that you know on Facebook, whatever the case may be. But also, it might be people you went to high school with. And a lot of people are like, hey, I don't care about the people, I care about my family, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, cool. That's cool. Me personally, I have people that I look forward to hearing from, especially on Veterans Day. And it's not even a phone call. It's just either it's they like a comment, or they are always on Facebook put up one of my military pictures, and people always say, happy Veterans Day, thank you for your service, type of thing. And I try to do it that way, because to me that is not even just a way of letting people know you're a veteran or whatever. To me, it's a beckoning to check in on people that I know. And if I don't see them post or whatever, I'll like hit them up and be like, hey, you good? Happy Veterans Day, blah, blah, blah. And for me too, there's a lot of people that either I don't know is on Facebook or that are on Facebook and we're just not friends that I might hear from. And it's good to have that memory, you know, when they kick back and say, hey, happy Veterans Day, long time no see, and, you know, same thing, you know, blah, blah, blah. But I think with the holidays coming up, it's even more imperative, because I think that is a doorway to introducing yourself to checking in on people. Because even if people don't check in on you, get into the habit of doing that. Maybe that's something that you might want to get into to take your mind off of it. You know, it's checking on people, because sometimes just doing a barometer check on certain people, you know, that'll open that door to either them talking to you about, you know, what's been going on with them, or you talking to them about what's been going on with you, depending on how close the relationship is, of course. But to me, doing that opens a lot of opportunity for people to not even just understand what you're dealing with or what you're going through, but they may be able to say, hey, I know somebody that can help you if you're dealing with certain things, you know, during the holidays or whatever. And Connie made a good point, you know, it's that time of the year.
Yeah.
We already seen a damn Target commercial that said happy holidays. We ain't even in Thanksgiving. We ain't even had Thanksgiving. Turkey is still in the freezer. I'm like, we still trying to figure out what damn desserts to cook, and these people were up here like, happy holidays. Let me tell you this dumb shit that let me tell you this is the shit that my buffoonery ass wife did to me this weekend. Okay? So my wife, I told my wife I needed to go get a mulcher for these leaves. Okay, like I said, I had an acre. I got an acre of yard that had nothing but leaves in it, right? And I'm sitting there with the blower and everything, and you could just imagine there's leaves.
Oh my God.
Everywhere.
And
I'm trying for 2-3 hours. I'm out there on the tractor, mulching them. It's kicking dirt up because we ain't had no rain. I'm just like, okay, this is stupid. So I told my wife, I was like, hey, we need to go to Lowe's and check to see if they got mulchers. Or even if they have the little handheld, they have the, like, they're 2-in-1s now where they're blowers, and then you flip the switch and they'll actually have a bag that's attached to it, and it'll suck the leaves in and it'll mulch them. And then they have some that have metal blades, and then they have some that have the wire from a weed whacker, and it has a bunch of little wires in there. So I got one of those, right? Of course, on the way back, babe, could you stop at the at-home store? Yeah, no problem. We go to the at-home store, right?
$300 later.
I'm like, blower. I'm trying to be the good husband and not spend a lot of money. So I got a little Craftsman, leaf mulcher and blower. No big deal. It was under 200. I mean, it was right around 200, a little bit less, whatever. Not to tell my business, but it was there. We go to the at-home store, and this goddamn woman then went through every damn aisle that had Christmas ornaments in it. And she know my anxiety when we in stores. I don't do all that. I see a bunch of people, I'm just like, yo, get what the hell you gotta get so we can get up out of here. I ain't trying to do all this.
But we got.
No, don't try to button and she's trying to minimize it.
Linda.
No, she's trying to minimize. I got this. No, shut the fuck up right now. Stop doing that shit. We ain't got no sympathy for you, woman.
Hush. I got the tree that I wanted, and it's up. I got the ornaments I wanted, and they're on the tree. We got the grandbaby, her own tree, and it's up. chilling, sitting by the fire.
That's the only thing I wasn't happy about. It. I found my Christmas tree for my granddaughter.
And
that was it.
What else did we get there? Just
No. What did you get? Don't be saying what did I get. I got some damn poppycock that had pecans in it, and I got me a bag and mama a bag. That's all I got. That's all I got. What did she get? Oh, hell. She got a tree. She got glass ornaments.
Yes, I did.
Glass ornaments. Didn't get no hooks. We're going to use the hooks from last year. Okay. We need lights. Okay. Grab some lights.
Got a couple, just a couple packages of the mini lights that are on a wire, so that you don't have the full on, rope string the damn lights around the tree. No, we got these cool little wire lights, and it actually looks really awesome on the tree. And the tree's pre-lit. It's flocked. It's got pine cones and all that stuff.
A pre-lit tree with extra lights on it.
Beautiful tree. It really is a beautiful tree.
My living room gonna be on fire before Christmas. I guarantee it.
No.
Guarantee it.
No.
That thing is a fire hazard.
No.
Then she had the nerve, y'all. I'm gonna tell you this is the one thing that made me question how she has the job she has. She said, I wanted to take the tree out so the limbs could, settle down and come down, then I'm gonna put the ornaments on it. Hold up, run that by me again. Did you say what now? You was waiting until the branches
to settle down.
To settle.
It needs to be acclimated because it just came out the box.
This is a fake ass tree, y'all.
It don't matter.
What settling does a fake tree got to do other than stand the hell up? What settling does it do?
Shut your mouth.
If it was a real tree, okay, I get you. It might need some water. We want to, get it hydrated, let it do its thing, and then wait a day or two, and then put the ornaments on it. This is a fake ass tree.
Shut up.
If you waiting on the arms to settle, that means your living room is 89 degrees, and you waiting on that shit to halfway melt. That's the only thing I can think of.
But you leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Can't take you nowhere. Not in public anyway.
Oh my god. Whatever.
And we had to wash.
Oh yeah, we had to wash.
We had to wash her car. My car's still dirty, which is fine. I mean, it rained, so I'm sure it's not as bad. But yeah, we went, did that, and our Christmas tree is up before Thanksgiving. The first time since we've been together, our Christmas tree is up before Thanksgiving.
Yep. I always do it either the day before Thanksgiving or the day after. Typically, it's always the day after.
Well, our plans changed. We were supposed to go to a friend's house for Thanksgiving, and then we ended up having to host Christmas because
Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Well, yeah, Thanksgiving and Christmas we have to host now because me and my brother alternate, and this year he can't do it for reasons that I don't need to put out on the podcast because it ain't nobody's business. Yep. But he can't do it this year, which is fine. We're gonna host, which I'm okay with. I'm totally okay with. But for whatever reason, the way my wife's mind is programmed, she felt like the first week of November, Christmas shit. I'm just like, you know what?
And who was playing?
My birthday is on Christmas.
Who was playing the Christmas music?
It was already preset in my car. I was ready to go after Thanksgiving. All I had to do was press it. The weather outside is frightful. Whenever I drive, after Thanksgiving, it was already preset. I didn't have to push it. But then it popped up. Available. I'm like, this is the first day. I'm so, completely done with this year. I think 2024 wants Christmas to be over with already.
I think 2024 wants the year just end right now and be done. Not just people in general want the year to end, but the year wants it to end.
Facts. Facts.
It's just been a wild ass year. It really has.
So what's on tap tonight in football? See, we got Miami against the Rams, 2-6 Dolphins, and Tyreek is playing, even though he has I think torn ligament in his wrist. He is playing tonight. So let's do this. So this weekend,
football was off the chain this weekend.
So I'm gonna tell you.
Say that.
I'm gonna tell you the two games that pissed me off right off rip. The New York Giants and Carolina Panthers game, and the New England Patriots and the Chicago Bears game pissed me off, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why. Carolina, I think, this is just my opinion, strictly my opinion. Carolina was pretty much like, everybody was like, they're the worst team. They're just not gonna, they're just not gonna do it. And then the quarterback that they drafted last year, of course, who was just, I don't know. Most quarterbacks, rookie quarterbacks, they nervous if they don't have the tutelage or the whatever from who they're with. They're gonna play like shit. So Bryce Young fell in that category, and they benched him. They brought him off the bench, and guess what? He won 2 games back to back. So Carolina now is 3-6. Is that their record? I think. Yeah, no, 3-7. I'm sorry, 3-7. The Giants, I don't even know why they even have a fucking football team at this point. Y'all, I'm gonna tell you the dumb shit that's happened. When the Giants traded their running back, okay, traded it to Philly, and he has just been acting a damn fool. Saquon Barkley goes to Philly. They were already kind of doing bad with him on the team anyway, outside of his production and everything. Their offensive line is trash. They just, wasn't producing. Carolina won the game 20-17. New England Patriots. I can't even be mad at the Patriots. You know why? Because everybody should be beating Chicago's ass. Everybody. Like, everybody. And my wife knows that I cannot stand their quarterback at all. Like, at all. He's prima donna. He had a great season at, great season at USC. But Caleb Williams is trash. I think he's a good quarterback in college. He just got into the NFL, and basically all that shit talking about he should have had a contract that Pat Mahomes has. He's trash. Like complete dumpster fire trash. I ain't gonna even go through his stats. I'm not gonna even do that because it's embarrassing. He's trash. He's trash. They lost. Chicago Bears lost. They have won 4 games this season. They're 4-5, and New England Patriots won their 3rd game this year. Those 2 games pissed me off because mathematically Chicago should have won that game. Mathematically, New York Giants should have won their games. They didn't. They just don't care. I don't even think they fighting to get the 1st round pick at this point. And this week was just ridiculous when it came to like defenses, player. Just everything. Buffalo won 30-20 against Indianapolis Colts, which doesn't necessarily.
The math didn't math there.
No, it's not that the math didn't math. Buffalo should have blew them out, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. The math wasn't mathing.
That's Buffalo
should have won.
But that's Buffalo, and if you're a fan of Buffalo, you can eat a bag of dicks. Just saying you can't.
Just leave them alone. We play them this weekend. Leave them alone.
Okay, Minnesota beat Jacksonville Jaguars 12-7. That game was horrendous to look at. Atlanta and New Orleans. I'm gonna briefly talk about this game because it was a complete dumpster fire. Y'all know y'all have Kirk Cousins, right? Atlanta Falcons fans, y'all know y'all have Kirk Cousins, right? He was in Minnesota. They didn't go to the Super Bowl. Y'all think y'all going to the Super Bowl with him? Kirk Cousins? Kirk Cousins that was wearing everybody's necklaces in Minnesota, Kirk Cousins? No, y'all ain't gonna do shit. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing. New Orleans beat the tofu out their ass. I should say the etouffee. But Atlanta's gonna bounce back, I think. Kansas City pulled out a shocker at Arrowhead. The Kansas City Chiefs, with a prayer, blocked the game-winning field goal from the Denver Broncos.
Sure did.
Body. Happy Veterans Day, my brother. That game, yeah. Stay tuned. I'm gonna talk about crypto.
That shit was wild.
It was really wild. Denver had our number, and Denver was tearing us out the frame. I can't even lie about it. I was nervous. I was like, if we lose, we 8-1. Okay, it's not that bad. It's not that big of a deal. We're 8-1. Mm-hmm. I already had it in my mind. I was already waiting for the memes and the jokes to come my way, and blah blah blah. Oh shit! I see my brother Chris Ortiz, my brother Chris in the Philippines. Happy Veterans Day, my brother. I was sitting there watching the game. I was like, if we go 8-1, it's not a big deal. They blocked that field goal. I think I was louder than the people in Arrowhead in my house.
It was crazy.
The game that I really loved watching, well, it's actually two games, and they're not like my team. San Francisco against Tampa Bay, and Pittsburgh and Washington. San Francisco and Tampa Bay's game was good for the simple fact that San Francisco was able to get their shit together, toward the end. They was really able to get their stuff together at the end, and San Francisco pulled it in with a game-winning field goal. However, Deebo Samuel basically shoved the long snapper in the face because the kicker missed 3 field goals, and he blamed the long snapper because it was some shitty, hikes. It was trash. But San Francisco pulled out with the win, which is good, and that was McCaffrey's first game back. He didn't really do a whole lot. I mean, he was there production-wise, but he happy Veterans Day, my brother. But he was kind of, I think they was just trying not to put too much load on him so he would get hurt again. But Kittle scored a touchdown. It was a good game. But Pittsburgh and Washington, that game was epic. And shout out to Russell Wilson. That boy was he threw that rainbow throw he threw when we was walking.
And Pickens caught that.
Well, Pickens
I was like, what the hell?
Pickens was really acrobatic. I'll just put it like that.
Yeah, that boy.
He did his thing.
Acrobatic, you name it. Yeah.
See, who else? Los Angeles Chargers beat Tennessee, which is not necessarily surprising, but it's good for them, and it was a good win. The Jets against the Arizona fucking Cardinals.
Did the Jets lose again?
Arizona Cardinals whooped their ass, 31-6. Okay.
Sorry, for all you Jets fans, I apologize, but damn.
There's a game I'm gonna talk about last, but it's no shade. But Detroit and the Houston game was atrocious. 7 interceptions. Goff threw 5 interceptions and CJ Stroud threw 2.
Wow.
Yeah. That game was back and forth too as well, but Detroit came at the end and basically shut them down in the second half. I mean, shut them down. They didn't score no points at all. So Detroit did their thing and pulled out the win, 26-23. And Philly against Dallas. This is a rivalry that I think you can't breathe horse shit into. This rivalry's been for years, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what it's gonna take for Dallas to do what those players can do. I mean, Dak can play. Let's not get it twisted. Dak can play. They have CeeDee Lamb. They have Michael Parsons. They got players on their team. Players.
Yep.
And you mean to tell me you at home and you only score 6 points, bro? You can't blame Cooper Rush. You can't. Because y'all traded and got Trey Lance. Y'all could have been getting him prepped up and everything. He was atrocious too. So Philly won 34-6. Them boys was out there balling. But that's sports. That's football. Monday Night Football again is the Rams they're hosting the Miami Dolphins. So that should be coming on here shortly, here in about an hour. And let's talk about crypto. Let's do this. Let's talk about how the election has influenced crypto. And I think people realize it, but I think people still think that it's fake money. Right. And they still make jokes about it because of all the football stars that have invested in trying to create these crypto coins and end up being bullshit coins or whatever. So they think crypto in itself is trash. No, these people got into bullshit ass coins and didn't know about cryptocurrency. That's all that is. That is all that is. As simple as that. Cryptocurrency has exploded because I have never heard anything from a Democrat say anything good about crypto, and maybe they have and I just haven't heard it. But Donald Trump has said great things about crypto, and of course Elon Musk, who's been all up in Trump's ass, has been saying nothing but great things about crypto, specifically Dogecoin, and Dogecoin is at 34 cents right now, when it was floating around 11 cents before the election, and then it started climbing.
That thing was like, la, la.
Well, all the crypto was doing that, but I didn't say nothing because I stopped, and I'm gonna tell you why I stopped. I'm gonna say it like this: there's people out there that know that I will talk about crypto and things of that nature and can help them out. And even if it's just not crypto, if it's just starting a portfolio or whatever. No, I'm not going to tell you what to buy, but I can give you suggestions on where you can buy it at, secure wallets and things of that nature. I won't tell people what to buy and when to buy it and when to sell it. That's not me. I'm not doing that. And the reason why I'm not doing that is because that's not my money. To me, when you are ready to take that step to invest into something, you should do your own research or have people around you that know about it and can tell you, not suggestions, you know what I'm saying, as far as like, oh, you should buy this, you should buy this. I'm not going to tell people what they should and shouldn't buy. I can tell people what I would buy and why and when I'm going to sell it, but that's all I'm going to tell them. Because now if I tell them all this, then I'm trading their shit. You might as well just give it to me. That's not what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give them, helpful hints and say, hey, if you're going to buy this, be cautious, but it's probably a good time to buy. So Doge started off at, let's see, they was at 11 cents and then went up to 15 cents during the day before. Bitcoin started pumping, and that was the telltale sign. When Bitcoin started pumping the day before, that Monday, it wasn't a lot. It was just enough. It was just enough. All the other coins kind of was going back and forth, doing their little, their little up and down thing, like normal cryptocurrency does, just like the stock market. But as soon as election day hit, let me sip my water.
It was like the crypto world went on inflation.
I appreciate you, Aunt Carol. It was. It really was.
Thank you. Love you too.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Love you. We literally, that election day was one of those days where I knew if Trump won, crypto was going to blow up just because of the fact how much support was in the crypto and how crypto was reacting when Trump was in office. Since Biden has been in office, crypto hasn't done shit. These last 4 years, crypto has really been kind of stale. And a lot of people want to blame inflation. A lot of people want to say people are scared to invest. Crypto has not really been moving the way we thought it was going to move. And I think a lot of it is because of the economy and because of just inflation and everything else. But then you move forward and then you think about all these people are talking about trying to, invest, but they're scared because it's, I put it like this. Nobody was investing the time to really talk about crypto the way we thought they were going to be talking about it before Biden got in office. No, the tariff tax won't. The tariff tax won't. The tariff tax is only going to affect your shipping and all that type of stuff. Crypto, it's not going to affect crypto because it's decentralized. If it was centralized, I would say yes, but crypto, all crypto is decentralized. And then, what does that mean? It's not controlled by a bank. It's not controlled by one entity. It's by the people. So the price fluctuation is based off of supply and demand, just like stock market is. The only difference is that most cryptocurrencies, all cryptocurrencies actually, not most, all cryptocurrencies tell you how many coins or, what the value, how much the market cap is and things of that nature. Speaking of market cap, let me do this. There is, yes, so I'll do this. So Bitcoin, I can't show you guys because of, this is not my product, so unfortunately I can't show it. But cryptocurrency has this ability of showing people and you could do this in stocks too, but a lot of people don't want to do all that. When you are investing in stocks and you're trading and you're doing all these things, whether you're a day trader or you're just a long-term investor, you want to pay attention to trend lines. And a lot of the trends that were going on in the last 4 years, economic-wise, did not benefit cryptocurrency at all. That's why cryptocurrency kind of stayed where it was at. It was floating around 50 and 60,000 for Bitcoin the whole time. Bitcoin is at 87,000. And this is per CoinMarketCap. Now, I can go on Coinbase. I'm sorry, not Coinbase. I'll go on crypto.com. You too. Crypto.com has Bitcoin currently at, refresh, because it just like barely touched 89,000. Yeah, it's at 88,000, so it's doing some correction right now.
That's just since the day before the election.
So in a week, Bitcoin is up 29%. In just 24 hours, it's up 8%, almost 9%.
That's crazy. That's huge.
It is. I mean, and then you go to Ethereum. Ethereum is up 37% in a week, and it's up 4% right now at 3,300.
Wow.
Solana for the week, 38%, up 4%. So it's a lot of crypto. Doge is up 108% in a week.
Damn.
Like I said, it was literally at 11 cents a week ago. It's at 33 cents.
Wow.
In 24 hours, it went up 19%. It was at 25% when I woke up. Yeah, it's at 19%. So it takes time for the market to catch up. But the thing is that, is the market really catching up? Or are people that have dollar cost average, or I should say every month or every 2 weeks or whatever, they putting in 20 or 100 bucks or whatever the case may be? Yeah, that's exactly what people are doing. They were stacking their debt. They were stacking their portfolio. I've been doing that for the last 5 years. I knew eventually the crypto market was going to go up because the market always goes up during the election. Always. I don't know how many podcasts, well, then again, people don't listen to my podcast as they should. Some people do, some people don't. But every election, the trajectory of crypto will go up based off of, one, who's elected, and two, how much does that president believe in crypto? If they're going to try to do a bunch of sanctions, they're trying to do all these things, then crypto's going to drop. It's going to be like, eventually it's going to go up, yes. But it's going to react to who's elected. Crypto has been up. There's cryptocurrencies that's up 1,000%, 10,000%, 400%, 700%, 20%, 40%. It's ridiculous. But in the words of some people, not all, but some, it's not real money. It's funny that I can transfer my crypto into my bank, or get a Visa card that my crypto is in, and move my crypto to that card and spend it that way. But it's not real money though, right? I mean, what do I know? They have the cryptocurrency. I think right now has shown its strength behind the new president, but the new president to be, I should say, and then Elon Musk has been pushing Doge ever since, way before Biden was in office. Back when Trump was in office, he was pushing it. I just think that people knew that when it came to voting, and didn't look at the long-term effects of having Trump back in office. It can benefit some people that invest, yes. Is it going to benefit people that don't pay attention to crypto or stocks or whatever, and middle class or whatever? Probably not. Probably not. He's doing a lot of scare tactics, saying he's going to do a mass deportation, which, I'm going to be honest, I don't know what the fuck that's going to prove. And a lot of people can point the fingers and say that's where all our crime is coming from. No, it's coming from you motherfuckers too. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, and I've seen something where it was said that he's going to get rid of the Department of Education.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yo.
I'm not going to get into that. We might talk about that next week, but I ain't getting into that right now. Just not going to do it. But yeah. So crypto has been greatly affected by his election. And I think long term, I think it's going to be good for crypto if the right steps are made for people that invest in crypto. There's people that have made millions, I'm sure. If not, since he's been elected in the last few days. Just like I was telling Connie, I was like, there's people right now that's got like 10 or 15 Bitcoin waiting on it to hit 100,000.
Right.
Just waiting on it. There's people that's got way more than that. There's people that's got 100, whatever. There's people that have a certain amount of crypto that they've been holding on to for days like this. Because that's what it's meant for. That's exactly what this cryptocurrency was for. You ain't supposed to buy it and then tomorrow it's supposed to go up 1,000%. Now you're a millionaire. No, it was meant for you to buy and hold. It's an investment. The only thing that's better than, the only thing that's different than this investment and going into say your 401k, this is real time effects.
Right.
You gain the money. You set up a stop loss, or you want to put a whatever, you have a certain amount of gain, take profit. You put it in there and say, I want to take profit at 15%, but I don't want to sell say 30% of my my stake in it or whatever at whatever it's at. And then you want to set a stop loss, and that stop loss is if it drops down, you don't want to lose your whole portfolio. You want to take take a majority of it and put it into a stable coin, so that whenever the market stops doing what it's doing, you can put it back in there. And that's what people have been doing for the last 3-4 years. Hell, that's what I've been doing for the last 3-4 years. Like bullshit. I've just been back and forth, and still trying to invest. And when the cryptocurrency market goes up, it's a wait and see game. It's all about patience. And some people don't have patience. Some people say, I got bills now. Well, crypto ain't for you. This ain't the get rich quick scheme. This ain't, I'm going to do this and I'm going to get paid tomorrow. No, that's not what's going to happen. I don't know. Some people frustrate me because you could do everything you can to try to help people, not just when it comes to wealth management and things of that nature, just making smart decisions investment-wise. People won't listen to you. They'll try to find a shortcut so that they can get $10,000 and it be gone tomorrow. And you go to the club and it's like, oh shit, what happened to all that money? Girl, I went and got this and yeah, I got this, I got that, you know, we good, you know, woo, woo. And it's like, yo, can you give me that drink? Bro, you just had 10 bands in your pocket. Now you ask me to buy your drink? What the fuck? What did you buy? It's like here, you know, they say money here today, gone tomorrow. That's the truth. And until people understand patience and understand you have to not just have patience, but you really have to have that strength to just sit back and hold. People don't want to do that. They want to get rich now.
Yep. That's a fact.
The fear and greed is completely offset right now. The fear, I put it like this, fear right now is not there. It's just not with crypto right now. Not with it going up at, it's over 85,000, almost 90,000. And it was projected to be at 100,000 by the end of the year. We're in November. And if Bitcoin has been up 7-8% in the last 24 hours, and in the last week it's up almost 30%, the last 30 days it's up 38%. I mean,
right?
Who knows? I mean, who knows?
Gonna break the bubble before the end of the year.
It's possible. It's very possible. I'm not gonna say it. I don't know. I mean, it's possible. I don't see anything that's gonna stop it. The market cap for all cryptocurrencies is at 2.94 trillion. Okay, let that marinate. All cryptocurrency accumulate almost $3 trillion. Guess what the market cap for Bitcoin is? 1.7.
Wow.
Go ahead, say it with me now. Not million, not billion. 1.7 trillion dollars. But it's not real money though, right? It's not real money though. And then people will say, oh, well, how did I get in crypto? Go on YouTube. Go back to my podcast. I did a whole 2-day podcast on cryptocurrency and trying to educate people on it. Go to that. Or go to YouTube. Do whatever you want to do. But if you're serious about trying to have some type of wealth and some type of something to end generational curses, something that is going to be able to make you money and you can put it and save it and keep it there and just keep putting your money to work. That's all you're doing. If you want to put your money to work and you want to do certain things, I'm not going to tell you to do cryptocurrency. But hell, buy precious metals. Gold and silver is off the chain right now. Like off the chain. And if you're not buying precious metals, you need to get at me. I'm just saying. If you want to buy precious metals and you really, really thinking about it, get with me. So, last but not least, let's talk about this Veterans Day. What is the one thing that I think, I'll say it like this. What is the one thing, or it could be a couple of things, that you appreciate when it comes to Veterans Day?
I think for me, being able to look back on my family history, and knowing my grandfather was in World War II, and then that started the trend for my uncles to. I have 3 that joined the Marines and 1 that joined the Navy, and then there was nobody for a long time until me, and then I joined the Navy, and then I have a nephew who joined the Navy, and then a niece who was in the Army, and we're all veterans. And right now, on that side of the family, like, there is nobody else that I'm aware of that has joined the military. Yeah.
Well, I don't necessarily like look at like who in my family went in the military. I mean, I can appreciate it, don't get me wrong, but me and my brother was in the Navy. My dad was in the Army. I had cousins that was in the Army. And that's really all I know, to be honest with you. I got a cousin that's in Texas, that was in the Navy, and I mean, and I'm so far removed from that type of communication when it comes to my family that it's sad, and it's not necessarily the fault of mine. It's my phone number's out there. I tell people y'all can call me anytime y'all want. I'm on Facebook. Y'all can reach out and talk to me anytime I want, and and I got cousins that's in Kansas City that we communicate off and on, through their post or my post or whatever the case may be. But that's really it. Anybody that was in the military or whatever, I don't know or wouldn't know. But for me, it's sad because my family that did serve in the military, me, my brother, my cousins, as black men, it's always been a challenge. It's always been a challenge because when you join the military, it gives you a sense of hope and a sense of responsibility and a sense of purpose. Especially if you didn't have a direction or don't know direction or whatever. You might have went to college and then went into the military because you had college loans and you needed to do something to help pay college loans off, or you wanted to join the military anyway. And then some people just join the military because it was kind of a last resort thing and they end up retiring out of it. Or spending a couple years, spending 4-8 years in it and then getting a great job afterwards. I said this years ago and I'll say it to this day. I have great friends that I met. Great brothers and sisters that I met while I was in the Navy. A couple of them was in the podcast earlier today. And they'll look at it later, I'm sure. I have friends that, I communicate with almost on a daily basis. It's a type of brother and sisterhood that you will never regret. Everybody has their, their own issues or whatever. I ain't serving a country that don't give a shit about me, blah, blah, blah. I get it. But you'll do shit to go to jail, though. Right? That makes absolutely no sense to me. You'll complain about the job that you work at, but you're basically paying somebody else's bills before they pay you. And then you go in the military and people say, well, it's the same thing in the military. You got to follow orders and you got to do all this thing that's organized. It teaches you a trade. It teaches you responsibility. It gives you a sense of purpose. It teaches you the understanding of what brotherhood and sisterhood is. Camaraderie, teamwork. Yeah, you can get that in a civilian job. You definitely can. But in the military, it's a melting pot of diversity.
Oh, absolutely.
You have no choice but to get along with people. And yes, there's people that I will never trust my life with that I served in the military with. But I can tell you that did not weigh the people that I did.
Right.
It did not, outweigh the people that I did trust my life with. So,
yeah, with that being some of the coolest people.
Absolutely.
In the Navy. And,
absolutely.
It's cool that we're still friends to this day, or they found me again, or, I found them again or whatever, just, Facebook or other social media. you know, and having served with them, you know, at some point or another, whether it was serving in direct combat or indirect with them at our workstations, you know, we either, you know, had some kind of lesson taught to us during that time frame.
I think everybody did. You know, I think at some point, you know, regardless of what age you join the military at, you know, you're gonna have some type of lesson. You're gonna learn something. But with that being said, I will say this before I pass it off to my wife, before she says her goodbyes. I will say this: Happy Veterans Day. To those that served and gave the ultimate sacrifice, to the families of those that served and to those that lost someone for the ultimate sacrifice, Happy Veterans Day. God bless you. I hope that everything that you do throughout your life is always going to be looked at as an appreciation and not a detriment. Some people don't appreciate veterans. They never will. Some people have a disdainment to veterans. People think that veterans don't deserve disability and all these different things, you know what I'm saying? But some people will say this: you volunteered to go into the service and now you're complaining about this thing. Why don't you just deal with it? It's like if you get hit by a truck, you want some compensation for it, right? So why wouldn't a veteran that served 20 years in the military that has all these different types of pain, like I wouldn't have knee and back issues if I wasn't climbing up and down these narrow ass ladder wells on the boat and doing PRTs on a fucking flight deck. A flight deck. Not concrete, metal. Try running a mile and a half on a metal ship. Or just being deployed. It takes a special kind of person to deal with that shit. I just put it like that. And some people stayed in for 20, some people stayed in for 30, some people didn't stay in that long. Some people did 5, 10, 8, 11, you know, whatever. And all I gotta do is say thank you, because without your sacrifice, freedom is not free. You got anything for the people before we get up out of here?
Wow. To follow that up, I don't know. Jeez. The only thing I can say is Happy Veterans Day. You know, I appreciate my time that I did in service. I'm grateful for meeting my now husband when he was on active duty and I was already a civilian many moons ago. It feels like so much longer than the almost 25 years.
No, don't mix that up. Don't mix that up. We met when I was in the military. I was married. She was married. No, we did not do anything. No, we didn't go on no date. We didn't have no secret, whatever. No. We were just friends. We were great friends.
And coworkers. Yeah,
basically. And then that turned into
a lifelong friendship.
Yeah, a lifelong friendship. And then, years go by, you grow up, you have things happen in your life, and you come together, and you're just like, things happen.
Yep.
So, thanks, babe. Appreciate it. Love you. Everything that we talked about on this podcast is in my words. Period. It's not scripted. Never is be. Never will be. I appreciate everybody that has taken the time to listen to the podcast, even live or when it's, just floating around social media, or if you listen to the podcast. I appreciate you. Take the time to, like I said before, thank a vet. Take the time. A lot of them gave the ultimate sacrifice, and for that, it's a time that we should remember, a time that we should know that this country has its own obstacles, and being in the military isn't an obstacle. It's the protection that we try to provide to the United States for people that have freedom.
Right.
Appreciate y'all like always. Make sure, like I said, y'all tap in and tune in with That's What I Said on all social media platforms. That's What I Said. And on X is That's What I Said 25. Peace and love, man. We out of here.
Thanks to all my brothers and sisters who served. Peace.
Thanks for listening to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders. Make sure to like and subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode.
That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.